What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I am just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So typically, when there's issues that involve the two sexes, normally what you see is men bashing women for the shit that they do, women bashing men for the shit that they do, and I'm pretty sure because I am a guy, I align more with men. Not the shitty men, but decent men. Men who get a bad rep just for being born with a penis. Men who get a bad rep just for being male. Men that get a bad rep because they don't bend over backwards for what I like to call the hive mind. The hive mind is the female collective of low quality, lowest common denominator type of women who they care more about attention than being meaningful. They care more about being lit than being proper women. They care more about how much they can get out of something while dodging accountability. I'm pretty sure if I was a woman, maybe I would be a little bit nicer to women, but I still overwhelmingly would agree with what men are saying because women have gotten out of hand. Now, typically when I do these videos, as a guy, it's very easy to just discard what I say. Oh, he's just the guy. He just hates women. Oh, he just hates this. He just hates that. And I have to say to those people, just get in line. Get in line because I hate women apparently. I hate blacks apparently, even though I hate trans people, even though, or I'm transphobic, though I'm not scared of any goddamn trans. Well, no, you know what? Maybe I am afraid of trans people because I be seeing they be looking crazy. They be doing some crazy shit, bro. They be bugged out of their mind. Anyway, what happens when a woman goes against the hive? Well, ladies and gents, this is pretty much what we're going to cover today. This is going to be a much longer video. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be like a 30-minute video, 25-minute video. So get comfy, go get you a drink, all of that stuff. And I'm going to try to cover as much of this as possible without losing my mind because when a woman goes against the grain, she has to be eliminated. And we as for the longest time we've been living in this era of women don't have accountability, no responsibility, but they want all of the benefits. So let's get into it. Okay, so Jenna Hodge, I don't know much about Jenna Hodge, but Jenna Hodge had said yesterday, and if you was checking out my community where I put quizzes on girls, I put funny stuff there. If you've been checking out my community side, not my videos, the community side where I just post random silly shit, you should go check that out because I post quite often on there. She posted, I'm in a group where a bunch of women are telling a young woman to press charges against the guy she just met because she went to his home, proceeded to make out with him repeatedly while telling him she didn't want to have sex, and then let him carry her up to his room, let him remove her clothes, and they had lousy sex with a stranger. She says she could have left at any time, but for some reason didn't. This is not rape, that is regret. Now, just reading off of this, I'm gonna just put it like this: when it comes down to consent, it is a very, very, very funny thing because the thing is, as long as you that, damn, I was about to say something real ignorant. I'm gonna break it down both ways. If you are somebody is high on the totem pole, you can violate women left and right. Low quality women will let you violate them. Even normal, good quality women will let you violate them as long as you are attractive. Case in point, just to bring up some shit from my personal experience of memory, I remember there was before Bumble, before Bumble's like this dating site, I believe it is, where women are have the initiative to make the first step. That shit's a failure because women don't know how to make the first step. They expect men to do all of it. But I digress. There was something that was going on, and it was on TV that you had a bunch of girls saying men don't know how to talk to women, and that's the reason why they don't get matched on dating sites. So you had the council of women and all of the women were sitting there, and it was pretty much saying, oh, this is what men should say to get clicks on women. But then what they ended up doing was showing all of the things that men are not doing and basically saying men don't know how to talk to women, trying to help them. They brought a model in, and it was a guy from the outside. He was a model, and I think there was like 12 women. He slept with at least 7 or 8 of them. And he was basically saying, yo, let's go meet up at McDonald's, and I'm gonna take you back to my house. And he okay, and they were fucking him. All of the shit that they were saying about, oh, you need to basically not take her to some trashy place, treat her like a lady. exposed. It was more than half of the women there. I think it was, like I said, I think it was like 10. I want to say 12 just to be kind of safe, but it wasn't. He fucked most of the girls there on some, and he was no shame to it. He was just like, yeah, yep, 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 yep. Bunch of majority white girls, but again, it could have been black girls, but again, when you that dude, they do not care. But if you are somebody like me who is average looking, let's be real, right? Average, there's nothing wrong with being average looking. On some days, I look better than average. On other days, who the fuck, who, what the fuck, who, you know what I'm saying? On those type of people, for those type of people, you are more at risk of a girl giving you play. And then what ends up happening is some guy, and this is the dark truth. This is the true truth. I'm telling you some real shit. What ends up happening to a lot of these guys is they work really, really hard. Some girl gives him a little bit of rope. She probably doesn't really like him, but she fucks with him a little bit. She probably gets to a situation where she's just like, fuck it, I guess we fucking now. Cool for him. He ends up having sex. Come find out there's a guy that the girl likes, and she doesn't want to be exposed for what she does, so she puts him under the bus. You know what I'm saying? This shit happens quite often. There are women that sit there and say that men rape them for anything. You should see the woman who started Me Too. Like you should really see the woman who started Me Too, because this shit is crazy. Look at this. This is the woman who started Me Too, bro. For those of you out there, this is the woman who said that some guy tried to rape her. This is the woman who started this fake ass fuck. And I don't, and listen, I'm not sitting here saying, right? I'm not sitting here saying that that shit doesn't happen. And it's bad because she started a movement of a bunch of women who were playing the game. And I mean this. They were playing the game. They ended up getting a bad hand and they decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to flip the table over. You played the game. That Harvey Weinstein, that Bill Cosby shit. Listen, for the girls, actual victims of rape, it's fucking terrible, and they need to come forward. But when you got all of these girls here who literally, there was literally a video that just said, literally, I forgot where the video is. This was like 4, 5, 6 years ago. There was a girl who said, a man denying a woman's sex is a form of rape. The air conditioning, the air conditioner, when guys have the air conditioner on, that is a form of rape through misogyny or some bullshit. So at this point, you just gotta go, yo, bro, what the fuck is you damned if you do, damned if you don't. So let's continue on with this. Since I have now been removed from the group, here is the screenshots in her own words. Is this rape? Let's read. Oh god damn, this shit's small. You're gonna have to trust me on this one, guys. I'm gonna read it for you, but you gotta trust me on this one because I can't zoom in. I was invited on a date by a guy. I had me in person a few nights after meeting. The plan initially was go out for tacos and drinks, so you expected free food. A lot of women use men just for food. This is the truth. You guys, were you guys around? Have you got has okay? I know girls who do this shit, but guys, you know there's some girls that literally have you down under another name in their phone as light bill, oil change, lunchtime, like shit like that, like some real fucked up shit, bro. Again, anyway, the plan initially was to go out for tacos and drinks, but then once he we met up, he asked if it was fine if we picked up food and just ate at his place because he works in nightlife and wanted to go home for a change. I wasn't looking for any kind of serious and was only wanting a friends with benefit situation, so I wasn't super against being more low key. So in other words, you're a thought. Okay, let's just call it what it is. You are a low quality woman. I wouldn't even be comfortable putting my business out there that I just want a friends with benefit situation. As a woman, yo, bro, as a woman, it is so easy to get dick. And I know it's disgusting me saying it that way, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it, bro. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And it's not that I hate women or anything like this. I always got to say this in every fucking video because even though I am your favorite neighborhood misogynist, right? The truth of the matter is I want to help women. But the thing is, that again, you got to be able to identify low quality women, and there's low quality men out there too. I know women, we can't put your feet to the fire unless we're already in the oven. I get it. That's the only way that we can have women learn from their mistakes is men got to already be fucking charred, got to already be burnt and cooked. I get it. Whatever, I'm over it. Anyway, So we got food and went back to his place to eat and had really good normal conversation. And I was comfortable with him, no issues. So already just breaking this down, she was looking for a friends with benefits situation. So her on the idea of an actual real date doesn't mean anything to her. She's getting free food and he's a candidate to be fucking and sucking. That's how she views this individual. Let's break it down for what it is. You know what's actually funny? I remember going to a girl's house, bro, and being like, yo, what did I say to her? I said some shit like, yo, what you got to eat? You know what I'm saying? And she goes, oh, you should have brought food yourself. And I'm like, now, mind you, that's normal in a fuck buddy relationship, right? You not coming over there to chill or hang out. You just fucking, and then you getting kicked out. That's what it is. And I was like, yo, maybe that shit is cool with whoever that you fuck with. I said, even if this was just a simply just a wham bam thank you kind of thing, and you were at my place like you've been before, I would never do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people are okay with that, and those are low quality individuals. If you giving me pussy, the least I can do is give you some fucking Kool-Aid, bro. At least I can do is, yo, you want me to heat up a fucking hot pocket for you? You know what I'm saying? Again, there's different qualities of people, but we live in the day and age of Tinder. We live in the day and age of Netflix. We live in the day and age of everything being instant gratification, no substance. Anyway, let's continue. So we got food and went back to his place to eat and had really good normal conversation and I was comfortable with him, no issues. Then he put a movie on and we sat together. After a very, very short period of time, he was filling me up and we made out a little. Okay, so you was down with that. Okay. He was aggressively trying to put his hands on my pants and was in my shirt and I stopped him multiple times and told him I didn't want to have sex with him right then. Fair enough. However, I'm just gonna be here and just say it like this, bro. I've been in situations where girls will say no consistently and then turn around and be like, yo, if you really wanted it, you would have just went for it. You know what I'm saying? Why why didn't Superman know I was flirting with him? I blinked at him twice when he rescued me out of that burning building. Why didn't he go for it? Type shit. And again, as a guy, you have to be perceptive, right? You got to be very perceptive and looking at her, and she's not even playing the same video game as you. You're trying to be perceptive, trying to pick up signals. This fucking woman is sitting here sending you psychic messages. She's not even playing the same game. She's not even playing the same game, bro. This is the reality that we live in nowadays. It's too much cat. What is it? It's too much mouse, not enough cat, is what a woman told me before. She said, I'm just tired of playing games. Most women like to play fucking games. I enjoy the chase. However, some of these guys, they don't even want to chase anymore because they get too many mixed signals. So after I do whatever, I let them know right then and there, let's do this, let's not do this. And that's it. And you know what? She's never been raped. Not to sit there and say that I would want anything or I hope it happens or anything. She's never been. Everybody that's ever messed with her, and she's one of them modern women. She doesn't have any problems with any of this shit. Anyway, um, and I stopped him multiple times and told him I didn't want to have sex with him right then. I told him I wasn't wanting to have sex that night at all, but I stuck around and we talked a bit, but he kept going back to filling me up and down my pants. I kept making it clear that I wasn't really into it and even mentioned leaving once. Should have left. Why didn't you leave? I kept making it clear that I wasn't really into it and even mentioned leaving once. We made out again, which I was comfortable with, kissing, but didn't want to go any further. He ended up picking me up, carrying me upstairs to his room and in his bed. I think I just sort of disassociated because I let him take off my clothes and just stopped saying anything. Oh, okay. So it's one of these. So what is this? Smuggalino? What is this? Okay. Yeah, why do they keep recommending me Smuggalino? So at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you knew the situation you was in. A cat's not gonna let you pick them up unless they enjoy being in your arms. They only gonna tolerate it so much. The thing that's so fucking crazy about this is you just sat there and you just disassociated. You just let it happen. You just let a man get inside and you know what's so crazy about this? What's so crazy about this is a guy can't get away with saying some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? A guy can't sit there and be like, yeah, You know what? I'll even tell you some shit that happened to me. I was with a girl, and um, basically she kept playing with the idea of having another girl mess with me to see how far it would go. And I kept telling her, do not put me in some stupid ass situation like that. That's fucking stupid. She was like, oh no, don't worry about it. We're barely together. We're not even together yet. It's okay if another girl comes over. And I was like, stop it. She was like, oh no, hit the girl up. Hit the girl up. Hit the girl up and let her come over. And I was like, yo, you do not invite a girl over to you. I listen. You're telling me to invite a girl over after 12 o'clock. Even if I don't want to have sex, which I do not want to have sex with this other girl, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to be in her head? And as a guy, I can't just keep pushing the fucking girl off. So what do you think is going to happen? Oh, don't worry about it. I like girls too. I was like, this bitch is not listening. I said, all right. All right, you want to play around? All right. I texted the girl as a joke. This girl that I texted, the other girl, not the girl who was my potential girlfriend, the girl that I texted as a joke, knowing she never fucking picks up. She never picks up. She literally contacts me at least 3 times a year because she be going crazy. It's one of them girls who like girls who acts like she doesn't like guys but goes fucking crazy and hits me up. Never hits me up. I texted her as a joke. Like, okay, I texted her as a joke. After we finished talking, right? Well, just before we finished talking, the fucking girl hits me up. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, and I'm telling the other girl, like, yeah, I was just joke. I'm not, I'm gonna ignore her. She's like, oh no, don't ignore her. Just whatever, whatever, whatever. It's whatever. Well, that girl came over, and even though I didn't want to, I took part in it. And I told her, I was like, what the fuck did you expect me to do? You just expected. She came, like, what the fuck? So she was like, oh, then what happened? I was like, oh, we fucked. I didn't want to. I did not want to. You basically put the shit in you know what I'm saying? And of course you have those people, oh well, it's your choice. She could have absolutely said no. And she said, don't worry about it. We weren't together. Lo and behold, when we broke up, that was something she brought up. She brought that shit up to another girl after she said, I had a small dick, which isn't true. She also said, I beat the shot of her, which her other boyfriends did. I don't put hands on women. She also said, what did she also say? I cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? So damned if you do, damned if you don't. How are we supposed to know? Anyway, he ended up picking me up, carrying me upstairs to his room, and in his bed, I think I just sort of disassociated. We ended up having sex, which was terrible because I wasn't into it at all. Even though I was initially attracted to him, I just went with it because I was attracted to him. I just went with it because it was easier and so used to having to do that in my last very recent relationship to keep the peace. I left right after and was really upset the rest of the night. I think, oh, so you left after you got the dick though. Okay. I think that I had actually gotten up and left at any, wait, what? I'm sorry. Here we go. I think that I actually gotten up and left at any point I could have, but for whatever reason I didn't. It's been circling my mind since it's happened, and I keep shutting on myself for how I behaved. The only contact I've had with him since has been him sending me ratchet, vulgar requests for sex that made me not even feel like he sees me as a person. I guess I'm looking for feedback on how I feel better about the situation since I didn't leave when I probably could have. Again, these are the fucking games that women play. Again, was he a little bit more aggressive than he could have been? Sure. I'm not gonna say no, but what's the song? First you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. Try again. Oh, I just want men to be men. I just want men to make the first move like men should do. Women are not attracted. There are some women that, yeah, sure, you can ask them, right? If you're fucking hurting a girl, sure. Again, a lot of girls have fucking rape fantasies, bro. The same girl who sat there and said that I hit her, had a small dick, and all of these things to another girl who she thought was a potential partner, and she was making sure, which made me sit there and go, yo, why would you even say some shit like that, right? Knowing that it's not true. The same girl would sit there and before we had sex, she was upset because she was playing with me. All of these things messing with me. Even though my mom was literally in another room, right? The fucking next door. She's playing with me all of this shit. And I'm just like, yo, no, no. I definitely don't fucking want it. She wasn't hearing that. And then on top of that, me not doing it with her for a little bit and holding back, she sat there and told me, What's the problem? What's wrong? So you can't, you get what I'm saying? Like, as a guy, we're in this fucked up situation where we don't even have a choice, bro. And again, like I said, a lot of girls have rape fantasies, which is fucking crazy. It's a much higher number than it should be. Let's just put it like that. Same girl who sat there and told that girl that I did X, Y, and Z. Same girl that wasn't hearing no when I was telling her I didn't want it, who went for it. Same girl who told me to do that with the other girl, actually told me after we broke up if I want it, I should just take it. Yeah, we talk about R, the capital R. She told me this, which made me just go, a weaker man would be all for this. Which, are you fucking crazy? After you doing all of the shit that you did, you sat there and told me I should just take it. Then come find out she had a boyfriend and tried to make me feel guilty for smashing, and I didn't even know. Imagine after all of this time, you meet back up with this girl after all this bullshit. You end up having sex with her like I did, and then all of a sudden she goes from having a good time to now she's all distraught and sad about it. You're like, yo, what the fuck? What was I bad? What happened? And she sits there and goes, oh, it she starts, messaging on the phone, and all of a sudden you find out she has a boyfriend. Man, I flipped that chick over and I tore that shit up again. You want to know why? Because I made her, we got to the I got to her bottom of it. I got to her bottom of it to make sure that yeah, I want you to sit here and say that you didn't want this. And she admitted it. All of that shit was bullshit. She was just trying to make me feel fucking bad. Sorry. It is what it is to whoever her boyfriend was at the time, but again, it is what it is. You're not gonna fucking put no bullshit over my head. It made me feel, and after I did it, it made me feel like shit. It made me feel like shit that I even had a girlfriend like that at any point in my life. But a lot of guys don't know that. A lot of women play this game. After reading her own words, was this woman raped? Certainly says 8.2. No way says 50.1. Unsure says 12.5. Show me the results say 20.9. So here's the thing. If 50% says no way, 8.2 says certainly. 12.5 says unsure, and the other group just says they want the results. Out of 224,000 votes, you would think everything would be fine. Well, let's look. If someone aggressively tries to take your money and you give them your money to keep the peace where you robbed, completely different situation, they don't connect, trash comment, let's move on. Jenna Hutch responds with, by aggressive, do you mean someone you call a gentleman in a comfortable setting where you feel free to leave, and then after sticking your tongue down his throat 7 times, you decide to give him your money instead of leaving like that? That's a good girl right there. She's married, by the way, so I mean, this one's actually pretty close to any feasible ethical line. Like, sure, legally it's true, but it's true that she didn't ever just say no or slap him or whatever. But outside of role play with your wife, you obviously shouldn't carry a semi-closed woman I'm sorry, saying I don't want to really have the sex. Up to your room and have sex on some caveman shit. Well, what if I told you, if you really thought that men were the ones that was dominating women back then, the oldest profession was prostitution. Women always had power when it came down to that type of shit. They also gatekeep sex in the modern age. What are you talking about? Okay. In the modern age, they gatekeep sex. What are you talking about? If you tell a guy no more than once and he keeps proceeding, what's that called then? She explicitly stated, "I do not want to have sex." Just because she didn't get up and run off, assuming this guy has a brain and heard what she said, doesn't mean that she gives the okay to. She should have. She should have. She responded with a comment saying, "If you're unhappy and you know it, move your ass." Again, a cat will not. So, anyway, when I was a young prosecutor, I had a case come in. Actually. It had actually come in as a felony, but had been kicked to a misdemeanor. Two college freshmen met on Tinder, chatted for a bit, then planned to go back to his dorm for sex. So that's exactly what they did. The next morning, she talked to her friends about it after saying she felt uncomfortable because he choked her too hard. That's exactly why I said when homegirl told me, "Oh, you should just take it." And when she said that to me, when she said that to me, she was actually this was after we met up the other time, and then I found out she had a boyfriend to tour up. She said it after that, and this is when I was aware that she had a boyfriend. She told me if I just took it from her, regardless of what it was, me being me, she would be okay with it. After all of the shit, girls into that rough shit, nope, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not gonna be giving you back shots, and then when I bust a nut, I give you the people's elbow. I ain't doing none of that, bro. That shit is a trap. Uh Mm-mm. The next morning she talked to her friends about it after saying, oh, her girlies, after saying she felt uncomfortable because he choked her way too hard. They convinced her to go file a police report. That was written in the report. She also mentioned to the police she technically never gave him consent to finish inside of her, but she was okay with it. Yo, Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. OnlyFans, Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey has done irreparable damage to young women, just not even young women, just women, bro. Felony kicked it down to me to file as a simple assault because the guy choked her too hard during sex. Men better collect their evidence in advance of any freaky stuff. See, but that's bullshit. This is what we mean by women sit there and they claim that they want equality, they want all of this shit. No, they don't want any accountability. You guys remember the story of what happened in New York City, that New York City college with the girl called the mattress actress? There was a girl who was in college, and I forgot, there was a foreign exchange student that was there or some shit. It was a guy who his native land was not the United States, but he was in New York City College. He was in a New York City college, I think probably NYU, and he was an attractive guy, and it was a girl who liked him. And she liked him, and etc. etc. All of that stuff. And he did have sex with her at some point. However, he ended up going back to his home country during the vacation or some shit, and he met another girl there, and he thought that the girl was special. Meanwhile, the girl who he was having sex with back then, um, she was texting him because she really liked him. But that didn't stop her from fucking all his friends and also everyone else that she wanted to. That did not stop her. And she said to him, "Oh um, well, the girl that's over there, is it serious?" And he said, yeah, the girl over there, he wants it to become something serious with the girl at his homeland. And she said, oh, well, I'm here, etc., etc. So what ended up happening, I know he came back. He probably smashed one more time and then he just stopped. Especially after the fact that she contracted some STD or some shit for one of his friends or one of the friends or somebody that she was fucking, who knows? Anyway, after he kept telling her no, she went to her girlies and then she said that he raped her. The college knew because they had evidence that she was lying, and they still got him out of the. I think they suspended him or they removed. They did some bullshit to him, right? And when it came out, because he had all of the fucking receipts. The thing that's so crazy is when she said that he raped her. There's evidence that for like the next 4 months she was begging for his dick. Now I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it as Rose. She was begging, and he was saying no. So what did she do? You think that everything would be fixed? No, his scholarship or whatever the fuck it was in jeopardy. He lost out on opportunities. His name was fucking destroyed, right? You know what she did? After being exposed, she walked around the campus with the mattress that they had sex on, or a mattress. What the hell? With a mattress that was supposed to emulate or imitate the mattress that she was raped on. That's why they call her the mattress girl. She spoke out a bunch of pro woman speeches and feminist Me Too, all of this other bullshit. To this day, she still is an icon in the eyes of women. She even did a porn reenacting supposedly what happened. Bro, can I ask a question? If you was raped, just real quick, if you was raped by a dude as a woman, why would you do a porn reenacting? The female mind is an enigma. Not really. They're just dumb. Anyway, so yeah, even with evidence, it doesn't even matter. Men better collect the evidence in advance of any freaky stuff. I've talked to my boys for years, not only about how to act decent, but how to be careful of false accusation. This type of thing terrifies me and makes me think they'll have to consent. They'll have to consent contract signed each time. To be honest, to be fucking honest, it doesn't matter. I was accused of rape when I was growing up. There was a girl. Her name was Cassie. Cassie liked me. Cassie liked me before I became fly. I was just some fucking kid who liked Sonic the Hedgehog and video games. Still that kid who still somewhat likes Sonic the Hedgehog and video games. I digress. But when I was much younger, there was a lot of girls wasn't trying to give little augmented Jason any play. This is just how it is. They was looking for all of the lit kids back in the day, right? There was a totem pole, and your boy has always been in the middle of the totem pole. A little bit of column B, a little bit of column A. Cassie liked me. You know what happened? Cassie would always get in my way, and me being the fresh little piece of shit I was, I groped that fucking girl. Hands everywhere. And you know what she would do? She would giggle and laugh and she would throw that thing back on me all the time. Even when I wasn't bothering her, Cassie would grind against me. Just out of nowhere. I'd be writing in a sheet or something, doing something, drawing something, writing a note, doing a report on something. All of a sudden I got ass all in my grind. I'm just like, hey, what the hey, okay. Then what ended up happening, I went to my brother. My brother's just me, just much more aggressive. Well, he was when he was on this earth, much more aggressive, right? One of them. Well, if you ever see me get a little ignorant, that's basically my brother. I mean, he did have two color eyes. My mother said he was the devil. Anyway, my brother hit me up, gave me two pair of fresh Tims, new clothes, all of this shit. Got my hair braided. You know what I'm saying? Shaped up, all of that shit. Went back on over to the school. All of a sudden, girls that never wanted to talk to me, all of a sudden started talking to me. Cassie felt like as though I was ignoring her. I didn't fucking know. Because she wasn't the only girl that would grind up against me. I was young. So even though I was on the middle of the totem pole, there was still plenty of girls that were still messing with me, even when I didn't seek it out. But Cassie felt that way. You know what ended up happening? I remember Cassie saying something to me, and I was like, cool, whatever, like that. And I just kept it moving. I wasn't really whatever. All of a sudden, not even a week go by, like probably 3 days go by. I guess I didn't give Cassie the attention she wanted. All of a sudden, you ever walk around and you feel that there's a disturbance in the forest? All of a sudden, I'm walking around. I got people that anytime I try to walk up to them, they get quiet or they change the subject or some bullshit happens. When I get close to them, they see me, they're talking. I get too close, the subject automatically changes. I'm not no longer in the middle of the conversation. It's always the next beginning of the conversation. A girl came to me, you know what I'm saying? And she told me, hey, this is what's being said about you. This was a girl who was my friend. She was like, was it true? Her boyfriend, yo, get the fuck away from my girl. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is happening here? Then I found out Cassie said I raped her because an event that happened previously, right, where I was getting all of the girls out of a room or whatever like that, for some event or some shit like this, because I was working or whatever like that. I picked up Cassie and I grabbed her by the pussy. Very fresh ass kids. And here's the thing: if you think that that's terrible as a kid, because we were fresh ass kids, if I told you the shit that these girls was doing to these boys, including me, you eh, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me when I tell you the shit that I did pales in comparison to the shit that these girls were doing to these boys and to us and to me. So, right? And you know what? When I did that, all Cassie did was giggle and laugh, and she went about her way. And then all of a sudden, she said that. But come find out, the person who told Cassie to tell her that was another girl who was Cassie's best friend. I forgot what this girl's name was. Sophia, some shit. And it was a girl who the first time she ever seen me, first time she ever did not know me. I'm guessing Cassie told her a little bit about me. I remember I was standing on the top of the stairs. This girl came straight up to me, and I remember this girl. This girl had, I can say this because we were the same age. She had huge ass titties, had the fucking what's that shit called? The pit bulls that have that shit under their eyes. She had like them fucking dark eyes, whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Bubble fish face or whatever like that. All I know is I'm looking on the top of the stairs. I'm looking over everything like this, and the girl's coming up the stairs. All of a sudden, I feel my whole groin just get scooped up, and I'm just sitting there getting hard. And I'm just like, yo, what? And mind you, I can't sit there and jump. I did initially, but I didn't jump. I'm like, oh shit, what is this happening? I didn't have no obligations to any girl. So when she's doing this, I'm just like, shit, okay, cool. All right. But this is what I'm talking about. That girl sat there and claimed that I raped, that told Cassie to tell her to say I raped Cassie. The girl who violated me, I didn't ask for that. She sat there and told Cassie to say I raped her. I could only imagine the shit that she's probably done as she's gotten older. Let's continue. It sounds ridiculous until you find yourself in that situation. I mean, all of these could be avoided with some communication. Dirty can serve multiple purposes. Okay. Call me naive, but I don't understand how we are still playing this game 25 into the new millennium. Boys, do do you want to be accused of rape and lose your freedom, scholarships, etc.? Do you want to be a dad at 18, 19? Stop having sex without a ring. Yeah, that's shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yo, no. Bro, in that case, with the case that the fact of the matter that people are not getting married, with the case of the fact of the matter that marriages are falling apart, I'm not hearing none of that shit. You will never have sex. You won't even, man, listen. Choking someone either without their permission or too hard absolutely should be considered assault. Okay. As a mom of two sons, I didn't leave the adult lessons to my husband. I told them in under no I'm sorry. I told them in no uncertain terms what girls, women are capable of doing and why sex must be reserved for the highest level of love, respect, and trust. I scared the crap out of them. I guarantee you, Deborah, I guarantee you, and I'm not sitting here saying that it's not a possibility that she's not being 100. I guarantee you, there's a good chance Deborah did her bullshit and she's fronting right now. So I'm not hearing none of that. I still don't know which contract paper people give the consent with the proof. People don't talk enough about how stupid both men and women are in these situations. Have sex only to reproduce. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. I hate zealots, bro. Women have been murdered before by being choked too hard during sex. This is a legitimate cause for concern, and to dismiss it as such a deeply troubling stance to take. Are we just stuck on the choking thing? I want to move from the choking thing because, again, I'm not with that, so I don't even want to talk about the choking thing. Uh, Alice Can Napoleon says she told him she didn't want it. She doesn't have to hit and scream or run away. The guy's wrong here might very well be in trouble. True, women don't have. I'm sorry, women don't have to do what? Women don't have to do that to say no. What they have to do is not have sex. You don't get to blame men and cry rape after you lack discipline. She's right. Emily May, this is likely not criminal, but it's still sexual coercion. It's not criminal. And no, it isn't sexual coercion either. She wasn't forced or threatened. Do you think women are children by See, and that's another thing. You tell women that they're to blame for certain things, and they don't want to take any accountability. They don't want to take blame. But me putting blame on women means that you have some form of fucking control. They don't want control. They want the the positive shit that comes with everything, none of the responsibility. They want all of the benefits. You telling a woman this is your fault that something happened, and I'm not talking, listen, again, there is a fucking difference between you getting shitty sex and you maybe didn't want it and a motherfucker raping you. Men can't sit there and be like, oh, a woman raped me because they will, for the most part, get laughed out of a fucking room. Let's be honest here. But it does happen. Women do rape men through manipulation and all of this shit. It does happen. But when it comes down to women, bro, in this case, this woman was all for it. All for it. Like I said, maybe she has second thoughts after. I don't know. Maybe my man would may I could only imagine this shit happen, bro. That there was a girl who gave a guy play, right? And this motherfucker was tearing it up in the back of the bushes, and she was about to get caught, and she didn't want the dude that she liked to know that she was a right. So what she ended up doing was she told him to stop. This motherfucker was probably mid nut, like, okay, oh, hold on, clamp down on her, was like, hold on, to finish to get his nut. And she said that he raped her for that. Again, bullshit. I know that's a fucked up graphic visual, but again, it is what it is. It's fucked up. Again, the actual women of sexual assault, this is not what we're talking about here. It is what it is. Some women freeze when in these situations. Man, shut the fuck up. Here we go. Some women freeze when they're in these situations. She said no to him, but he never listened. Okay. And then here's the thing. You know what? I've been in a situation. Many guys been in a situation when, you know what? She says no, we don't initiate. We don't do anything like that. We wait for her. What ends up happening? Oh, why did you lose interest? Why don't you touch me anymore? Why do I always have to be the one to do it? Come on, bro. Like, again, freeze because of what? What situation? A date? She said he was a gentleman. She wasn't held prisoner. She said she felt comfortable, not afraid. You sound like the ridiculous woman in the group. Again, the only people who are mostly agreeing with these, because these are reality bending, no consequences, no accountability women that are. It's the hive. It's the hive. The hive is gonna disagree with Jenna. Jenna may not listen. Jenna may be saying things that Gianna may be saying things that they don't like because it's not soft enough. She also may be saying things that's not cool because it goes against the hive, but that doesn't make it not true. I think she was having fun but didn't want sex with him and didn't know how to stop it. Tough. Well, now she learned. Is she dead? No. She had sex and she didn't want it. That's not rape. That again, when I hit that girl up, I didn't want sex. I still had sex. I didn't want sex. When she was touching up on me, and I was like, "Yo, I'm probably ruining the chances with this other girl." I can you imagine? I turn around, I'm like, "Yo, that was rape." You can't do that shit. We can't do that shit. She stopped it several times and he obeyed each time. She claimed to have disassociated because of the previous abusive relationship. Because making out with someone for hours is pretty traumatic. So then the last guy that was with her, he raped her multiple times. Why don't we go by that logic? The way to avoid any mess like this is to only mess around with people who are conscious of what they're creating and with who. I don't want this. I want this, but I don't, is the response of a child. And anyone who acts like this, given middle aged women, needs to be regarded as such. I need more context to judge. Once he picked her up to carry her to his room, I would have said, please put me down. I am not ready for this. Did she even try that? No. What, bro, why are you asking this dumbass question? You read all of the. Yo, it be the motherfuckers who be sitting at a crime scene, watching the crime scene go down and be like, yo, I need more context. Unfucking believable. 7 likes. Unbelievable. What a lot of people are missing here is that she liked this guy and put trust in him. When they were kissing, she said, I don't want to have sex tonight, trusting that he would obey her wishes. This isn't even a rejection of him. Yet he betrays her and carries her to bed. What a terrible man. She trusted a stranger? Retard. What a non-response. No, that's a pretty. That's actually. Nah. That's a. That's a pretty. That's a pretty grounded response. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. That's a pretty grounded response. Why is it not spelling response for me? There we go. Why is it not spelling response, bro? God damn it. Oh, because there's no thing there. There we go. Nah. Damn, I messed up that whole thing. Uh, I'm messing it all up, but that's okay. There we go. Let it autocorrect the rest of it. I got sticky keys. Yeah, no. Okay. I mean, she didn't fight him, but she didn't have to fight him. She could have just left. He was a gentleman. He could have just again. It is one thing. It is one thing to sit there and say he forced her down. He wasn't listening at all to her. He was horny. Just like she's been horny. She just got out of abusive relationship, but she's. Do we forget she's looking for a friends with benefits situation? I swear, bro. There's no accountability, bro. But she said no the whole time. So yes, that's rape. Regret would have been if she said yes and engaged with them all along the way, then wish she didn't. She didn't say no anytime after saying she was going to leave. Anyway, was she a child? No. She said she didn't want to have sex. It seems she was fine with making out, just not sex. Okay, whatever. Trash comment. I'm not. She said no to ice cream heaps of time and ended up having ice cream. I kind of do want that tonight. How old is she? If she's 20 and above, I agree. If she's 19 or below, if she's 19 or below and the guy's much older, I disagree. Shut the fuck up, bro. Here we go with this bullshit. It's always bullshit with these people, bro. If someone took your purse nicely after asking them again, here we go again with this other bullshit. I'm gonna read it just for shits and giggles because this is the last one. This is one of the last ones. If someone took your purse nicely after you told them no, is it still robbing? No violence used, but definitely corrosion and fear. Don't be an ass. Nothing was taken. Don't be an ass. A better comparison would be hanging with a buddy. He asks me for money. I say no at first, but after a while and after a little convincing, he grows on me and I give him money. Was I robbed? Pretty good. Was she raped? No, but he took advantage of her. Guess what? Women take advantage of men all the fucking time. What's the difference? People take advantage of people. Who gives a shit? It's all of this fucking pulling at your heartstring bullshit, bro. And the amount of fucking soy boys in the comments here is crazy. Again, actual victims of rape, crickets. You don't hear shit from these type of women. You got women being the same women that are all in these comments talking about this shit, the same dudes that are all in these comments and shit, absolute crickets for what happened on in Israel during that fucking concert. Crickets for the shit that they're pushing having Islam. You know in the UK right now, Andrew Tate wants to run for prime minister. You know how fucking crazy that sounds? And you know what? These women would go for it. Because as long as you're that dude that's high on a totem pole, like Wolverine, all their wounds heal instantly. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Catch you next time. Peace.